Hi, I'm Pato from Kanji-link. In this video, I would like to explain how to make the causative form of verbs in Japanese. But wait a second, what does causative mean? Okay, let's imagine a mother. She has a tough job because she always has to make decisions. For example, should she make her son study or let him play video games? No matter what she chooses, to make someone do something or to let someone do something is expressed with one form in Japanese, the causative form. Now, let's see how to conjugate it. We will start with group 1 verbs. In order to explain how to make the causative form, I will need this conjugation chart that you can download on my website. So, the conjugation of the causative form is the same as the casual negative form nai. You look for the verb ending in the chart and move up 2 rows to change the u ending syllable into a a ending syllable. Be careful, since it's the same conjugation as the casual negative form nai, it means that if the verb ends with the hiragana u, it will turn into wa, not a. Once you have changed the u ending syllable into a a ending syllable, then you can add suru. Let's try with a concrete example, yomu, to read. In order to say to make someone read or to let someone read, I have to use the causative form. This verb ends with the syllable mu. I look for it in the conjugation chart. I move up 2 rows and change mu into ma. Then I can add seru. Yomu, to read, becomes yomaseru, yomaseru, to make someone read or to let someone read. How about iu, to say? This verb ends with the hiragana u, so be careful, you have to turn it into wa before adding seru. Iu becomes iwaseru, iwaseru, to make someone say something or to let someone say something. Okay, now you know the causative form of group 1 verbs. Moving on to group 2 verbs. As you know, they always end with ru with the a or e ending syllable before, and anytime we want to conjugate a group 2 verb, the ending ru just disappears. Once you have taken the final ru out, you can add saseru. So how would you say to make someone stop? The verb to stop is yameru. You just have to take out the final ru and put saseru instead. That's it. Yameru becomes yamesaseru. And we are done with group 2. Let's continue with group 3, the 2 irregular verbs suru, to do, and kuru, to come. Since they are irregular, you must memorize their conjugation. Suru becomes saseru and kuru becomes kosaseru. Let's practice with unten suru, to drive. Suru becomes saseru, so unten suru becomes unten saseru, to make someone drive or to let someone drive. Okay, we studied all the groups. Let's summarize everything. For group 1, you change the u ending syllable into a a ending syllable by moving up 2 rows. Be careful, if the verb ends with the hiragana u, you have to change it to wa, not a. Then you can add seru. For group 2, you just take out the ending ru and put saseru instead. In group 3, suru becomes saseru and kuru becomes kosaseru. Wait a second, memorizing the conjugation is not enough. You have to pay attention to another thing. The particles that are used with the causative form are a bit tricky. I know you must be tired, but we are almost done, so keep it up. Let's take the example that I used at the beginning. The mother finally decides that she will make her son study. For that, she can make him read a book or make him go to a cram school, juku. First, let's turn the verbs into the causative form. They are both group 1 verbs, so yomu becomes yomaseru and iku becomes ikaseru. So far, there is nothing new. But if you want to express who is forced to do these actions, then it gets a bit tricky. In this case, the kid is forced to read a book or to go to a cram school. So we will start with adding kodomo in these sentences. In the first sentence, yomu is a transitive verb. In other words, it is used with the complement hon o. With transitive verbs, the person who is forced to do an action is marked with the particle ni. However, in the second sentence, you cannot say juku o iku, go a cram school. You must say juku e iku, go to a cram school. With this kind of verbs, the person who is forced to do an action is marked with the particle o. Actually, the rule is a little bit more complex, so if you want to know all the details, check out my website, kanji-link.com.